Welcome to the Dragon Den, my loyal Dragon Knights. King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Liu Kang. And so here we have Liu Kang posed and out of the packaging, but before we have a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Liu Kang comes with 3 different head sculpts which all look very impressive, as well as a ton of hands for various style posing, and of course he comes with his fireball effect. Lastly, we get a very massive, fully articulated dragon, which in itself is very impressive. Liu Kang here comes with quite a bit, which I really do like how impressive it is. So with his accessories out of the way, let's move on to his details. Liu Kang here is very impressive, and he is modeled after his Mortal Kombat 3 appearance. I absolutely love what Storm Collectibles has done with this figure, and I am really glad they held off making Liu Kang until now. He has a very impressive head sculpt. I like what they did here with this figure. A strong, determined look on Liu Kang is very nice, and I absolutely love the headband that he's wearing. A small tuft of hair does go over his headband, and his hair is long as you would expect. Being the Mortal Kombat 3 Liu Kang, he's not wearing a shirt of any kind, and you can see exactly how ripped he is. Storm Collectibles has done a really good job capturing his muscle definition, and it looks impressive. The muscle striation is very good all the way to his very muscular back. He also has some really well defined arms which look very nice. Once again, the muscle striations on his arms are very good. And a small little design from the Mortal Kombat 3 Liu Kang is that he is wearing the Great Kung Lao gauntlets. Liu Kang is also wearing his martial artist pants, which look very nice. I love the paintwork that Storm Collectibles has done here. A very impressive deep red does a really good job portraying the look of the Mortal Kombat 3 Liu Kang, and I love the black accents. Toward the bottom of his legs, Liu Kang is wearing some very nice leg wraps. The wraps continue to the bottom of his pants, where we do have some silver clasps on them. Liu Kang also appears to be wearing a white pair of socks, and on top of that he's wearing his shoes. These are the same shoes that you would expect a monk to wear, and they are pretty plain, but they are done very nicely here on Liu Kang. So overall, a really good look for Liu Kang. So with his details out of the way, let's move on to his very impressive dragon's details. Storm Collectibles has been very generous, giving us a dragon alongside Liu Kang. Now, the dragon is one of Liu Kang's most iconic fatalities, and they did a really good job replicating the dragon here in figure form. The scale pattern on this dragon is done exceptionally well, and it goes from the tip of his nose all the way to the tip of his tail. The dragon has some vibrant red eyes which pierce the green very nicely. And we open the dragon's jaw, he has a very impressive set of teeth. The teeth are painted in this bone color, and they do have a little bit of red on them. And inside his mouth we have a pink tongue. He has some very sharp quills running along the base of his spine, so do be careful when grabbing this figure. Where his body is a more dark green, the underside of his belly is a lighter shade of green. His arms are also done very nicely, continuing that really impressive scale pattern. The scales continue onto his palms, where we have his darker scales on the outside of his hand and a lighter green on the inside of his hand. And then he does have a set of gray claws at the end of his fingers. His legs are done very nice, however, in comparison to the rest of his body, his legs do seem a little bit small. Once again, we get that really nice scale pattern from the hips all the way down to the tips of his toes. And just like with his hands, at the tips of his toes we have some claws. And finally, we have a very impressive tail on this dragon, however it's only articulated in 2 parts. The dragon is very impressive, and I am really happy they included it with Liu Kang. So a very impressive set by Storm Collectibles. I love how Liu Kang came out, and I absolutely love the dragon. So with their details out of the way, let's get them compared to our usual suspects. Here we have Liu Kang posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. The Lightning Collection White Ranger and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, we have Liu Kang posed next to several Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat figures. So overall, Liu Kang stacks up pretty well to the other figures on the Storm Collectibles lineup. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's run through Liu Kang and the dragon's articulation. Starting with the dragon, he does have a hinge in his jaw, double ball joint in his head and the base of his neck. Arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Hinge and swivel at his elbow, ball hinge in his wrist, double ball joint in his chest, double ball joint in his abdomen, double ball joint in his waist, legs kick forward, back and slightly out to the side. Hinge and swivel at his knee, hinge and swivel at his ankle, hinge in his foot, and finally a toe hinge. And finally we have a double ball joint at the base of his tail and a double ball joint toward the middle of his tail. So lots of ball joints here on the dragon, making him very poseable despite the fact he is in a rather static position. So let's finally take a look at Liu Kang's articulation. Liu Kang has a double ball joint in the head and neck, ball socketed shoulders, arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Swivel in his bicep and a double hinged elbow. Swivel hinge at his wrist. Double ball joint in his upper torso and ball jointed lower torso. Legs go forward, back, out to the side and have a thigh swivel. Double bend in his knee. A hinge in his ankle, forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and a toe hinge. So pretty good articulation here for Liu Kang is what we've come to expect from Storm Collectibles. So with the articulation of Liu Kang and his dragon out of the way, let's move on to my final thoughts. It's been a long time coming for Liu Kang. There was an early prototype shown of this figure, but I'm really glad Storm Collectibles went back and redesigned the figure. Liu Kang here looks impressive and the amount of detailing on his torso is immaculate. Liu Kang looks just like he did in Mortal Kombat 3, which is probably my favorite rendition of Liu Kang. The added fireball is a very nice touch, and I do like the fact that they included it with Liu Kang. A wide array of hands makes posing Liu Kang a lot of fun. The dragon is no slouch either. The amount of articulation on him is very impressive, and it's something you wouldn't have expected. The only real downside is that the dragon is kind of pre-posed, so getting him in various posing is going to be a bit of a challenge. But it's nothing you can't work around, and these two figures work really nice in tandem. One massive drawback to this set is that you cannot get Liu Kang without the dragon. So unfortunately, if you have no desire to pick up the dragon, you kind of have to get it if you want Liu Kang. And at the time I'm making this video, Liu Kang is still available on Big Bad Toy Store. So yeah, if you're a fan of Storm Collectibles or Mortal Kombat 3, I definitely say pick up Liu Kang and his dragon. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all my other Mortal Kombat videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, and other goodies, and ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my fellow Dragonites, coming from the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.